Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Nanna-M. My name is Lynn and I have a lifestyle channel, so I video more or less bits and pieces of everything, all kinds of everything. And if you're new, welcome to you, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much. If you're returning, you will know what I'm talking about in a minute, but for anybody new, we decided we do some home renovations, and we decided that we needed to do, not wanted to, but needed to do the front drive. It was looking a right mess. So this video takes you on the journey of what it looked like to begin with, what happened in the middle, a drama, and what it looks like now. But I only started my, if you're new, I only started my YouTube journey in July. And the renovations on this property have been going on now for well over 3 years. So and sometimes we'll do a bit of something, leave it, and then go back to something else, dependent on the weather. You'll know what I mean, because living in the UK, you just never know when it's going to rain, when it's going to, whatever, be windy, whatever it might be. So it starts off, we used to have, I'll tell you this story in the video, but it starts off where we've just had a tree stump removed from the corner of the drive, and I'll leave it at that, and then I'll let you watch the video. So without further ado, make yourself a cuppa, put your feet up, relax, and enjoy us working hard. See you in a bit. Bye. I'll see you at the end. Bye for now. Tree stump, and stump busters came and they got rid of the tree stump, so now we've got to get rid of all the bits that were left to flatten this, because
really, to be fair, we should have moved all this whilst it was still very dry. We went away with caravan, and by the time we got back it had rained a few times and it's now got wet through. So what's happened is, instead of being very loose, the rain's compacted it down, so now I'm having to literally have to dig into it rather than just picking it up. As you can see right here, I'm having to dig into it like it's soil. It mainly is soil, but before it would have been very, very loose, and it would have not been picked up so easy. But now it's become very, very hard work to get it out.
this is how much
And
he's done up to now.
there's 2 ton on there now.
At least 2 tons, see.
There's 2 ton on there now. This trailer takes 2.5 ton. So I'm just going to fill this little bit in here, and then it'll take another trailer full at least after that.
So
taking it in the next 10 minutes, getting it emptied, and then bringing it back to carry on. Whether I get it all done today or not, I don't know. We'll have to see. It's only 12:15, so I probably will. Right.
so we'll update you.
Yeah.
So
we'll update you, and it's all been dug out, and we've made it ready, all filled in, ready for it to be concreted in to match the rest of the driveway. Now that we've got rid of the main thing, which was the stump. And 280 quid later, thank you very much.
bye.
Then there's my labour on top of that, don't forget.
He's cheap really, a cup of tea and some currant tea cakes for breakfast and he's happy. Bye. So this is the project that we're on with at the moment, which is the front of the house. It's a mess. All this has got to come up. That fencing has got to be replaced. It doesn't belong to us, it belongs to a neighbour, but we're replacing it. This is where the tree stump was. So that's now out. All of it's out. There's a massive big tree stump there. And Harvey's continuing the cobbles that were there all the way across, and they'll go all the way down there, down the edge of there. All these flags have to come up, all of them. He's just started, well, not just started, but he can only do a few a day because it's so tiring for him now. So all they have to come up. This is what we've got underneath. Some parts of it's okay, you could actually tarmac on top of that, but then there's other parts that you can't, like this, it's all soft. So that's where we're at up to now. So I'll be filming the process as we go along. This bit now where you can see Harvey working is where underneath the wall, when the wall was built, obviously it was built on concrete, and he cannot continue the cobbles all the way down there on top of that concrete. So he's got his jackhammer out and he's getting rid of all this concrete so that he's got a decent enough area to finish off coming all the way down that side with cobbles to meet the rest of the cobbles, and then it'll be cobbled all the way around. So that's where we're at up to press. So here I'm just showing you that 3/4 of the flags have been taken up, the caravan's been moved, the left hand side there, that small patch has to go. The weather's horrendous, the trees are falling leaves, has stopped playing now, so this is where we're at this moment in time. Harvey has to go all the way around the perimeter of those cobbles, all the way around with this angle grinder to cut a decent edge. It's got to be at least 4 inches down before any new base coat and tarmac can be laid. So unfortunately for him, bless him, he's got to go all the way around. Now this is where the big guns have had to come in and scrape off at least 4 inches down up to the edge that Harvey's creating all the way around the cobbles. We've decided to scrape the whole lot off and start again. So we've had to get the machines in because it's just too much for one person to do this. So we've got the digger with the big bucket on and a trailer to take all this away, and we'll just have to start from scratch. But that's probably a good thing. So that's where we're at with this at the moment. And this is just on your left hand side here. Oh no, missed it now. Wait a minute, might come back. I can't get in the way, you see, with this camera, so I'm kind of like dodging in between being able to go outside and trying to record through the window. But you can see the size of some of the concrete that was underneath the flags. Massive pieces. So just there you can see Harvey digging on the left hand side. This is where he's found the drain and he's just chipping away at stuff around it.
That's not the rat.
There's a little bit of rust on there, so he's got his little hammer going. Because this is where we kind of like have discussed that maybe we'll take the top off, clean it all off and keep this as a feature because it's been down way up ever since the house was built. So now then, this bit is where everything's been scraped off to the 4 inches down. You can see the nice edge that Harvey's made all the way around, and we've had some stone delivered to put down before. At this point we haven't decided whether we want tarmac or whether we want resin, so we're just putting a little base down just to tidy everything up until we decide what it is we're going to do about it. So that's what's happened now. So all the rubbish has gone and this is where we're at. So the black stone's been put down. it's been, what do they call it, whacker plated, you know, to compress it all. And we've put some boards up so that we can walk up. And the Tarmacers are coming to put a base coat down on Monday. This is Friday. That's just a flag covering the drain. So this is the Friday afternoon, and this is where we've left it. At least it's clean and tidy and ready for the base coat at this point. So that's all good, we thought. But wait a minute. Let's see what happens next. You might hear some banging. It's Harvey upstairs doing a job, but I just popped in this section of the video to let you know that we left it on Friday night, and on Saturday morning, Harvey could hear, he decided to take the flag off the drain, and he could hear water running. So at first we thought it was just a natural water table, but it wasn't. It was a burst. But we didn't know where the burst was. All we could hear was the water running into the main drain. So we'd no idea. It could have been under the house. No idea where it was coming from. Like whether it was a toilet pipe, a water pipe, the main water pipe. We've always had very low pressure in the house, so it kind of like gave us an inclination that it could possibly be the main pipe coming into the house. So we had to find it. So I'll show you what happened next. So this is where we start digging holes to try and find out where the water's coming from. And we weren't just digging randomly, you know, it were strategic, but look at the mess that we had trying to find where this leak was. Burst, which pipe it was, whether it was a drain. Honestly, after all that hard work to get it clean and tidy, ready for a base coat, and we end up digging half of it up. But there was nothing we could do about it. We just had to crack on and do it. So I think at this point we've about 3 holes now, and all these holes are on the flags at the front of the house that really didn't need touching. Prior to finding this, well, knowing that somewhere along the way there was a burst. So as you can see, absolute carnage. And we still haven't found it at this point. So we just had to keep digging till we did. Now then, it's raining. In fact, it's pouring down. Poured down all day Saturday, poured down all day Sunday. Couldn't find it on Saturday. Couldn't find it anywhere. And obviously the Tarmacers are coming, aren't they, on Sunday? Well, they're not, are they? Impossible. So poor Harvey. Now then, this is where we found it. We took a flag up right directly in front of the front door, more or less. And you can see that the water has eroded an area all the way around it and left like a cavern. It could have turned into a sinkhole. I mean, this is where they've knocked some of the concrete out above to make a bigger hole, and that's fell in. But originally there were none of that there. It was just a massive big hole. And this is the burst. So, not surprising really, is it? We did need to find it. It's a good job that we did. Anyway, it turns out it is the main water pipe. And not only that, it's a lead pipe. So, of course, we ring the water board. Can't come till Wednesday to have a look at it. So there's no way are we going to leave this till Wednesday. But obviously we've had to ring the Tarmacers up, explain what's happened, and said that we will ring them as soon as we get this sorted out. So this is the morning after, but last night a plumber came and just tightened the lead pipe so that it was still a leak, but not as bad as it was prior to him tightening it, because obviously we'd keep turning the water off and we'd no water in the house, and neither had next door, because the tap that feeds our house is from a hydrant that's in the middle of the farmer's field. So at this point, we're trying to find out which direction this lead pipe from the leak, the burst, is going to the hydrant. So the big guns are back in, digging trenches in the field to look for this mains water feed. Horrific. The weather's horrendous. We've had to take the last fencing panel out from the neighbours next door, take the fencing across the back of her house where it leads to the field, and this is the corner of the back of our house, if you will, and we've no alternative but to just keep digging and digging and digging until we can find this mains pipe. We thought, we were under the impression that this would be the responsibility of the water board, especially because it's a lead pipe. You're not supposed to have lead pipes feeding your house. But you can see we're just getting nearer and nearer and nearer to this hydrant, which is under that slab that you can see there in the middle of the field. So this is what they're doing now, trying to find this pipe. Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. It's shattered. They've worked solid. Anyway, they end up going to the hydrant and working the way back. So this is what you get, this bit here now, where they've gone all the way with the digger, digging a channel out from the corner of the house right across to the main water tap that's in the field. All the way across there like that. Shocking. Look at the weather, look at the sky. Torrential. But anyway, nothing we can do about it, we have to sort it out. So now we're back in the front of the house, and somehow we've got to get a channel. We've put a new pipe in, you can see this blue pipe on the left hand side. That is now coming all the way, it's a brand new plastic pipe coming all the way from the hydrant in the field to another stop tap that we've put on outside the house. So now we've got to get that all the way across the front of the house to where this little blue bit here on the right there, and connect to that, because that's where it splits. So it comes from the hydrant in the field, under our house in the corner, along this long channel that they're building, that they're digging out now, and it has to go to that blue bit that you've just seen, because that's where it splits into two, and it goes underneath that wall and feeds next door, and it comes down our passageway at the right hand side into our house to feed our house. So we've got to get this blue pipe underground before we can go any further. So at this, I think now is just clearing all the mess away that they've had to dig out. That's going in the trailer. Because everything's muddy. Everything's absolutely sodden wet through. Anyway, at this point, the big machine has dug a channel and it's going all the way down that left-hand side, at the other side, underneath the cobbles, all the way in front of the cobbles, all the way across the front of the house to take that new blue pipe. And that's it, really. So as you can see, we've had a big tidy up. The flags have been put back in their original position because they only fit one way. It's like a jigsaw, really. But they haven't been concreted down yet. They've just been put back in position. We've put the cleaned everything out, all the muck's away, and we've got some planks there to walk on. in case we want to get to the top. The manhole's been put back in place. It's been all cleaned off and painted with Amorite. That's our new stop tap that you just saw there. And yeah, I'm going to ring the Tarmacers and see when they'll be able to come back and sort it out. So it's been a disaster, it's been a drama, it's been hard work, but they're here, they've arrived. So this is where it starts to look like we might end up with a nice tidy drive. And we decided in the end that we'd just have tarmac, because we've heard some things about resin. So we weren't too sure about it, because after the mess that we've just had, the last thing we need is having a resin drive put down and then there's problems with it and you just start like replacing it, because it's so expensive, really expensive. So these lads now have brought this, it's like, they call it shavings, I think, and it's right fine, dusty, gravelly type stuff. And first of all, what they do is they put that down just to level things off. So honestly, it was fascinating watching this team. They were just like a well-oiled machine. And they didn't mind me videoing them, kept making them a cup of tea, because it was cold, really cold. And it gets worse as the day goes on, as you will see. So yeah, they've put this down and then they come along with the rollers. And I think these are vibrating rollers and it flattens it, look. Do you know, it's so satisfying watching that. It's like when you're power washing something that's really dirty and you get clean bits. Amazing. But oh, they did work hard. So you've got like 2 people on the barrow bringing all the shavings down, 1 man raking it to get it level-ish, and then a man rolling. And let's see what happens with that. I'll leave it running because it is fascinating. I might go quiet because there's only so much you can say, isn't there? But I'll let it run, and then you can see what's going on. You can see now, can't you? It's starting to get a bit blustery, and we are surrounded by trees. We only have 1 tree, and our tree has dropped all its leaves. But next door to the right-hand side, I have 7. And then you can see the lady on the left, she's got quite a few. So we end up, because of the way the wind tends to blow, that they all come down our drive. And we end up moving them all. But hey-ho. And this is just where he surveyed and decided that there's a few little areas that just need a little bit more to flatten it off. Make it a bit more level. So he's just in charge telling people where to put it. And then you've got 2 men rolling. One with a little one round the edge and the one with the big one. Now this is the base coat. So that first lorry goes away and then this lorry comes back with what they call the base coat. You can see how much darker that is. And it's the same thing again. 1 man filling a barrow. 2 men, barrowing it. 1 man raking it. And 1 man rolling it. Because the first wagon has gone now to get the tarmac, the top coat. So it's had its base coat. Well, it's had its leveller coat, should I say. And this is its base coat, and then you get the top coat. So yeah, it's getting there. Where's it done now? So this is still the base coat, 3/4 done. They're good, you know, because really down to the last barrel load, they just about had enough. It's very good how they do it. Very good. And then we're just waiting now for the top coat. So really going from a mess in the morning, well, not a mess, but you know, no drive in the morning to a drive in the afternoon. So this is the base coat finished, waiting for the wagon to come back with the top coat. So I'll leave it running. You can always fast forward if you're fed up. But I thought it was fascinating. Now then, this is the top coat. So you've got your guy dropping it. Can you see how hot it is? And then this guy's like doing the edges with this
hot stuff.
Like a trowelly thing. Making sure that it doesn't go on our cobbles. Because before they came, I went out and I power washed all the cobbles that surround the drive.
Leaves out at where?
Obviously, I couldn't do the flags in front of the house because it'd just bring a load of dirt up. I can't do them until they've been concreted down and pointed. And then obviously I'll do those. Oof, I don't know what's happened there. It went a bit blurry, didn't it? But look at the heat coming off that tarmac. How careful they are. And they get it off the cobbles. But look how lovely the colour of the cobbles are when they're clean. And that's what the flags are like. The wall you can't do anything with really. I mean, it's too big. You could power wash it, but honestly, as soon as it comes to summer and you get your first few sunny days, the sun cleans all that wall. All that green disappears. So it's just something that you live with over the winter months. And then eventually, obviously, we'll be, not eventually, as soon as really, we'll be replacing the fencing panels and painting the gates that were like same colour as fencing panels really. But that fence doesn't belong to us, it belongs to next door, but we don't like the look of it on our side. So we've offered to replace the fencing panels up to the gate and including past the gate. So that's it, all nice, finished, clean and tidy until we come to do the flags at the front of the house. Paint the gates and replace the panels, and when we put the gates back on painted and we start to replace the panels, they're coming next Wednesday, I shall video that for you. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed, well I haven't enjoyed, that's the wrong thing, but you know, these things are sent to tries and you just have to get over it. We're all sorted now, thank goodness. And it's all going to start to look nice and tidy. Come summer. Need to get these flags done first. So yeah, very happy with it. They're the gates. That's the next job, paint those in the same grey as the garage and the grey to match the front door. So yeah, I'm sure it's going to be lovely when it's all finished. So, as you can see, we have had kind of a nightmare, but we're at the other end of it now. We've sorted it all out more or less. So where we stand now is the flags have been put back in the front of the house that had to be pulled up, and you know, the big holes underneath. They need cementing back down, and it all needs pointing, and then it all needs bleaching and power washing. Also, we had 2 gates. You've probably seen them at some point in the video. So we've taken the gates off, and my husband's going to paint those, and we did order a fence a while back, new fencing panels, but when they came we didn't like them, so we sent them back. So we've got new ones on order. They're meant to be coming this week on Wednesday, so probably the next video you'll see on the renovations that we're doing will be putting the gates back and replacing the fence panels. And then fingers crossed, hopefully, there's no way will he be able to cement the flags down in this weather. It's pouring down, so if we get a dry day he'll probably do it, but if that's another video. So it will be what it will be, dependent on how Harvey feels and dependent on the weather. So thank you for watching. I hope you come back and watch more videos, and take care of yourself. You're all appreciated, each and every one of you. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you soon. See you on the next one. Fingers crossed. Bye for now.